Yo, what's up, everybody? This is a Figures of Action Reviews coming at you again with another video, and we're going to keep this going. And this is the multi-packs we should have gotten part two. Yes, I'm touching on it again. I said I was going to do another one, and because the reason is that we've gotten some lackluster multi-packs from the Marvel Legends team. And as much as I've saw in the comments of one of my previous videos, is that one person in particular, or a couple of people as well, has been saying that they don't mind the obscure and the lesser known characters being inside of the multi-packs because it gives them a chance to collect other figures that aren't pushed prominently throughout the Marvel Legends line. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, you may like these obscure figures, and they do give you a variety of characters that aren't really flushed out in the comics or aren't really getting that much attention. But at the same time, when you're putting these lackluster characters, these obscure characters, in a multi-pack, this is for sale to customers, and you are looking at paying $100. You may get one character in particular that you may want, and four other characters that you could care less about. So with this one, this is not the 2-pack. We're going to talk about the 5-pack, because those are very expensive. When we're talking about $130 pretty much, that Spider-Man black suit with the other four figures, I think it was Multi-Man, Razorback, Pretty Boy, Silvermane, and the Human Fly. Now, the Human Fly, he looked cool as a figure. The figure looked cool, and you could say, hey man, to a random person, say, do you know who the Human Fly is from Marvel Comics? And they'll probably be like, I don't know. I've never heard of that person before. Plenty of comic readers themselves probably haven't heard of the Human Fly, or seen him in a Spider-Man issue, let alone Razorback. I mean, Razorback, his character, I could care less about. He's a mutant that basically has the power to be able to drive any vehicle. He can just innately operate that vehicle. That's his mutant power. Kind of like Forge can speak to technology and basically whip up any kind of technological equipment that comes to mind. This guy can drive any vehicle that he sits down behind. So, I mean, is that a cool mutant power? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just basically be a pilot. You could be a trucker. You could do whatever you want. Drive whatever it is you want. Innately, just bam, you jump behind the driver's seat and you good to go. But at the same time, we're talking about a character that's being turned into an action figure and then put inside of a multi-pack. That's kind of different, because the intent is to sell to the collector audience, and it's to sell toys in general. But like I've said before, your average kid is not going into a store, or is not going on Hasbro Pulse online and spending $130 on a 5-pack multi-pack of characters. Especially kids these days haven't even heard of some of these characters, so they're looking at like, oh, who's the guy that looks like he's got fly wings and red eyes. They probably could care less about it. So I think that the Marvel Legends team could have done much better and could have provided a much better multi-pack. And one in particular that they could have provided is a 5-pack of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. I mean, by no means are they weak or are they lackluster, and they have a large variety of characters to choose from. And I mean, they have some front runner characters at that. I mean, you have you got Smasher, you have Earthquake, you have Titan, Tempest, Starbolt, Manta, and let's not even forget Vulcan was on there. And of course, the leader of the Imperial Guard was Gladiator himself. So with that lineup alone, I mean, you're talking about some good star power, and a lot of people would be able to recognize those characters. Like, yo, I know those characters. Not just the people who were watching X-Men when it came on as the cartoon and back in the 90s, but also people who've seen the X-Men 97 cartoon that recently came up. And also, these characters just look cool themselves, man. They without even being turned into a figure. Now I don't know what the plan is, down the line for the Marvel Legends team, but I can tell you right now that we need a gladiator. We need another gladiator, and they could give him the alternate black uniform, man. I mean, that black uniform with the gold insignia in the middle, that is dope with the light up, man. I mean, that is a really dope design that they gave him, and they don't want to go back to the red and the blue and the yellow. They don't have to do that. They could do the black and the yellow or the black and gold uniform. I don't know if that symbol is supposed to be yellow or gold or whatever. I just know the black uniform looked dope on Gladiator. So I mean, they could go with the alternate uniform, which would definitely be a needed piece because it will be an update to the last Gladiator we have. And good grief, if you tried to pick up Gladiator on the secondary market, get ready to spend $80+ plus shipping and handling. I'm just letting you know right now. I mean, he is going for outrageous prices. Now, I am kicking myself, and you can go over to the discount action figure dude, and he was the one who let me know. He was like, when I was doing a video and I went through one of my local comic book stores that also happens to sell action figures and other lines of toys, I actually found a pre-owned Gladiator that was $35, and because he kind of had his head was a little wobbly, I was like, I don't want to buy him. I don't want to buy a wobbly head Gladiator, and I walked off. Even though I know how to fix that problem, it's just that me being in that moment, being a perfectionist, like, oh, my figure has to be perfect. I just was like, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like, now I went back this past weekend. Well, not this weekend, but I went back the other day because it's not even Saturday yet. Well, it is. But I went back to look for that Gladiator, and would you know, he's gone. So I missed out, all because I was being a perfectionist in the moment, and I should have just had my better judgment in mind and picked up that figure. But whatever, it is what it is. Sometimes you miss out, sometimes you make the wrong choice calls, and you have to live with the consequences. But anyway, back to what I'm saying is that we need another Gladiator, because the ones that you're going to get now, if he's pre-owned, he's going to be $50+. I just so happened to found one that was loose in a store, and I didn't buy him for $35, which I should have. And now if he's in box, you're going to pay $100+, $80+. And not only that, we have these awesome other characters like Smasher. Smasher, the first iteration was a guy. Now you look at the new Smasher is a female woman from Earth, and she's wearing the Smasher goggles, which gives her a vast array of powers: flight, superhuman strength, eye beams. Now I think she can only use one power at a time, but the fact that she has a multitude of powers to pick from just lets you know just how OP this character can really be. And the suit design of Smasher is pretty dope. Manta is kind of like wearing a bodysuit with a cape, but when she opens the cape up, she can shoot ray beams from the inside of the cape. And I mean, although it may not be the dopest design, I think the character was pretty cool. Starbolt and Smasher, man, when you're talking about like shooting beams and matter and projectiles from their hands and flying around, those characters, like, basically they really give you a dope look, especially if you're looking at the X-Men 97 cartoon when they fighting the Kree and they come smashing through the wall with Gladiator, and then they're just showing their power. They showing off, man. They just popping off. So I mean, and Titan just basically, he's kind of like, Hank Pym. He can grow to a large size and with augmented strength, and his character design is pretty good too. So I don't know, what the plan is with the Marvel Legends team, but to me it seems like some of their projects or some of their multi-packs in general just wasn't too well thought out. Because with that Spider-Man, 5-pack, we got Pretty Boy, a Reaver, who is very lesser known. It's just that, one of the most known characters in the Reaver line is Bonebreaker. So, a lot of people know him, but a lot of people not sitting around like, oh yeah, I know Pretty Boy. Like right now, you can go look up Pretty Boy, and he really doesn't have anything on his database at all, besides the fact that, oh, he was a human who became a Reaver. There's really no backstory, no real excitement to this character. I mean, he's in the comics some, but being in the comics, what did he get killed by a group of future Sentinels, and then later on he got killed again? So I mean, the character's not even well known. I don't even know people who really would care about it. Silvermane, lackluster. Molten Man, lackluster. I mean, wow. Okay, skin of metal can burn things. I'm not trying to downplay the character. I'm just saying that these were poorly executed multi-packs that could have been much better. And, you know, while we're talking about multi-packs, let's talk about another one that was poorly executed, which was that X-Men 5-pack Stryfe multi-pack. Stryfe was pretty much the only character people most likely wanted. Now, some will tell you I wanted Random, and that's cool because Random's a cool character. I mean, I know about Random. I know Random when he was, with the Morlocks. I also know when he was running with the X-Men as well. So, I mean, he's a known character to me, but how many other people know of Random as well? But I will leave him in the more known character parts. But Polaris, Zero, I don't think anybody cared, about him. And I actually made a mistake. Pretty Boy was not in that 5-pack with Spider-Man. Pretty Boy was in the 5-pack with Stryfe. It was Silvermane who was in the 5-pack with Spider-Man, along with the Human Fly, Multi-Man, and Razorback. But you have Zero, you have Pretty Boy, you have Polaris, you have Random, and then you have Stryfe. And I mean, it could have been much better. When you're talking about Stryfe, you're dealing with an Age of Apocalypse character, and it's like, well, why aren't you putting in more Age of Apocalypse characters that would have been better suited to go in that 5-pack, which probably would have got you a lot more buyers versus watching them end up at Ross for $24.99. If that isn't an indication that this was a poorly executed multi-pack, I don't know what is. You can't argue with that, especially when we're talking about the sales, and out of nowhere, boom, we're finding a multi-pack that was like $124 now going for $24.99. You mean to tell me that, oh, they really did well on that sale when we're finding these figures at Ross? You already know when you find figures at Ross, Ollie's, Burlington Coat Factory, you're dealing with figures that did not sell well in the main stores, and it didn't pretty much sell well online. I mean, come on, man. You guys go through Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store all the time. Even Hasbro posts themselves. How many times have you went through the outlet or the clearance parts of these stores, online stores, and seen figures that were like $30 or $25 going for $8? You know good and well you've seen that a whole lot. And that was a poor execution on the Marvel Legends team with the Stryfe 5-pack, because what they could have done was, what would have been a better execution, well, more than likely an X-Force 5-pack. And I mean, a lot of people know X-Force. I know X-Force. We know the classic X-Force. We know the new X-Force. They had their pick of the team. They had the pick of the litter to choose from with multiple characters. Now, I would have probably gone with the more classic team with Cannonball and Richter, Wolfsbane. And I know we got a Wolfsbane, but still, I mean, we're talking about a multi-pack, and it's not like Hasbro hasn't given us more than one iteration of a character, especially when we're talking about like Wolverine. I would rather us have a Wolverine, a brown suit Wolverine, with multiple hands, kind of like that one they're bringing out in September, that new Wolverine that's coming out with all the different hands. Yeah, I would want a brown suit Wolverine. So maybe Hasbro working their way around giving us, one of those. But either way, when we're looking at X-Force, Cable's in there as well. But when we're looking at a 5-pack lineup, that X-Force Classic team has more than enough characters to fulfill that multi-pack. And come on, man, we could, we definitely could have got a new Shatterstar. We could have got another Cannonball. I mean, what was the last Cannonball we got? Cannonball with no legs, and they wanted $24.99 for that figure. They are out of their minds. if they think somebody's willing to pay almost $30 for a character with no legs, and it was part of a Build-A-Figure wave. So that hurts even more. It's like, oh, we gave you a Cannonball with legs, but he was part of a 3-pack that's now going for $200 with Domino. Oh yeah, also with Domino and Richter. So if you want that, go ahead and pay $200 on the secondary market, which doesn't give money to Hasbro. I don't understand their plan for this, but it's like, who's researching the characters to put in these multi-packs? Because as far as I know, they're not doing a real huge service to Hasbro, and they're kind of providing lackluster service to the customers and to the fans. Now, I have to give them their shout out when they get it right, because when they did that West Coast Avengers 5-pack, that was done right. That was done right. You had James Rhodes as Iron Man, but I think he was wearing the Centurion or Sentinel, the Centurion armor, Iron Man, that red and silver. Then you had Songbird, you had Hank Pym, and Spider-Woman, and I think Tigress was her name. But that was West Coast Avengers done right. That was done right. That 5-pack was done right. And I can't and I won't say anything bad about it, because I actually thought that West Coast Avengers 5-pack was pretty cool. So, and you didn't see that ended up in Ross or Ollie's or Burlington Coat Factory or in the outlet, as far as I know, for a drastically discounted price. So I will give them that. They can do good. Hasbro and the Marvel Legends team can do good, and they can do it right. I don't know if it's just being rushed, if somebody's being rushed on ideas, but they definitely can do better when it comes to these multi-pack releases. So, I mean, it's up to you, the customer, to decide whether or not you're going to buy it, because apparently you guys didn't buy it. I, didn't buy it. So, it's up to the customer to figure out whether or not they want to spend their money on this and on these multi-packs. But we're getting down to the line, and I don't want to have this super long 30-minute video. So this is Figures of Action Reviews. I'm signing out. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Peace out. Y'all guys have fun collecting, man.